Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? What we're going to talk about right now is what people are seeing and experiencing in everyday life when it comes to being of the prepared mind. And I get sent pictures and videos and emails. And if you would like to send me something for a video, my email's in the description box below. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is something that I experienced. And you guys, you've known me for quite a long time, okay? You know how I am and who I am, right? And you also know that I am full-blooded Italian, and I am first and foremost a Marine mom, okay? So you guys know that both of my washing machines went down, okay? The Maytag just needs a power cord. Ordered $20 part, no problem. Will be here on January 5th. It'll be fixed. The second one is the Samsung front loader. Okay. It is the front seal, the gray colored rubber seal, and the other part is the brace, the bracket that holds the tub. Okay. So I call Samsung. They said, okay, yeah, no problem. It's fine. We'll be out there tomorrow. Not a problem. I said, cool. How much? They said, well, just for us to come out, it's $200. Then we're going to charge you for parts. I said, really? All right. How much are the parts? They said, look it up. Boop, 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 boop. They said, well, the one part is $150. The other part is $150. And I said, really? Huh. Okay. I said, well, let me tell you a little something. I said, I know a little something about washing machines. I said, I fixed my washing machine before. I said, and I did a little bit of research on these parts. And I found both of these parts. And I can buy both of them right now for $88. Nothing, no rebuttal, nothing. And they said, oh, but the complexity. I said, no. I said, you're not going to charge me $200 just to come out, plus parts, and then labor on top of that. I was literally looking at about a $700 plus bill. I could have just went out and bought a whole new set for that amount of money. So I said, no thanks, I'll do it myself. Meanwhile, keep in mind my warranty was up in October. So I get a hold of my husband, he's at work. And I said to him, what happened? And he goes, you know, it's not even 10 a.m. You're ahead of the game. You're ahead of me. He goes, don't they realize never to mess with an Italian woman who has the knowledge, the know-how, and the tools to get it done? Thank you, honey. I love you. I have fixed just about every single appliance in my house. Because what I've done is I've looked up every appliance. What I do is I take the model number and the brand of every single appliance in my house, and I Google the top 3 things that go wrong with every single appliance. And I buy the parts. I buy them on Amazon. Cheap as all heck, right? And then I'll watch YouTube videos on how to fix those particular parts. And I mean, I've done my stove because I have a glass top stove. One of the burners in the back, it burnt out. And it burnt out because of me pressure canning on that stove. a $25 part. Otherwise, I would have bought a whole new stove or had a technician come in and charge me $300 to fix a $25 part. I've done my refrigerator, I've done my dishwasher, my dryer, my Maytag washing machine. I mean, these are just the things that I taught myself. So for someone to come in and say, well, I knew it would have been about a $700-800 job. So I buy the parts and I do it myself. I highly suggest, and I've said this before, to get to know your appliances, because in a crisis situation, there's not going to be plumbers, electricians, appliance fixers, whatever the case may be. So get to know your appliances. Google your appliance brand and the model number and see what is the first three things to go wrong with that appliance, and buy the parts, the cheap part, the on Amazon or whatever the case may be, and learn how to fix it yourself just by watching a YouTube video. I swear, that's how I did it. That's how I learned. And you will thank yourself later, because at least you won't have to pay some repair guy $800 to replace $88 in parts. It's what I've been doing, and I was a little like this with doing this washing machine because it's a front loader. I've never dealt with a front loader before. Top loaders all day long. Okay, fine. I could rip those things apart and put them back together better than they were when I bought them. The front loaders, I was like this. But I've watched so many darn videos. Now I know that thing better than the manufacturers do. So anyway, on to these. A subscriber sent in an email, and she said that there are military style MREs on Facebook Marketplace in Howey in the Hills, Florida for $25. Well, thank you very much. Howey in the Hills from me, it's about an hour and a half away. Yeah. Okay, so this was sent in. I talked about this yesterday, I think it was, about T-Mobile. And this was sent in again about T-Mobile, about them quietly updating their TOS, their terms of service, to include fines for content that they don't agree with. Beginning on January 1st, 2024, they will start fining us for perceived violations. Now, what they perceive as a violation and what we perceive as a violation are completely different ends of the spectrum, right? So who knew that living here in this great country, that phone providers like T-Mobile would be policing content of text messages to fine us? I think it's absurd. I think it's crossing the line. And I don't think it should be allowed. But who the hell are we, right, to make any kind of comment on our own lives? Just saying. So the acronym of SHAFT stands for Sex, Hate, Alcohol, Firearms, and Tobacco. It outlines the categories of text messages specifically regulated by T-Mobile's new TOS and is monitored and enforced by Cellular Telephone Industries Association and the mobile carriers. So say you and your significant other, right? You are texting each other and you're going, you know what, baby? I love you and I'm wearing this. And when you get home, it is on like Megatron. Okay? Guess what? You just got your butt flagged. And if you even think about sending a picture of your sexy arse in that new nightie that you just bought for him, okay? Slap your ass with a fine, okay? So, who gets to determine what is and is not hateful? That's the question here. Will any kind of text messages, whether it's political, yay or nay for 45, yay or nay for 46, will they be censored as well or not? Because those of us who utilize T-Mobile, like I do, may be interested in knowing that they intend to apply this to all modes of their bandwidth. Okay, their bandwidth is their internet usage ish, I think, right? And fines can range from about $2,000 for certain scams down to about $500 for hate. So here's like an outline, if you will. Okay, I'll put up a screenshot of it. Okay. Okay, so the one section that really got to me is that about the uh, companies texting you about your prescriptions are now ready. Walgreens does this to me, okay? So we'll get in trouble if companies like Walgreens continue to text you to say, hey, your prescription's ready. Okay. So this is just absurd. And I'm having a very, very hard time with it. But I know that regardless if you leave T-Mobile and you go to like AT&T, Verizon, or wait, AT&T was bought out by T-Mobile, Verizon, Cricket, whatever. T-Mobile just got the ball rolling. Everybody's going to do it now. You know what I mean? So it's like nobody's safe, regardless of what company you're with, you know? So, and I'm going to leave a link in the description box below of a video, a YouTube video that was sent to me that talks about it as well. Okay. Okay. So, in what was it, yesterday's community intel video, I talked about a term called chaff, CHAF, that too. And a community member, she wrote in and she said, I just watched your intel from the community on chaff. Do you remember going back a year or so when many people were reporting the shortage of glitter? Oh my gosh. Yeah, wow. That was so long ago. She said many people in the industry reported that the general public would not believe who the biggest purchaser of glitter was in the United States. After watching your video and hearing this explanation, I can't help but to think that the United States government is the biggest purchaser of glitter. It is potential what chaff could truly be comprised of and is being dropped from the atmosphere for anti-radar. As ridiculous as it sounds, they can make glitter out of anything, plastic, paper, metal, put any coating on or finish. I just had an aha moment and watching and wanted to run it past you. What are your thoughts? I have a feeling. Girl, Oh my God, I would have never put two and two together. I completely forgot about the glitter. I completely forgot about, how could I forget about something like that? Because I remember talking about it and being like, seriously, glitter of all things. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think you're right. Wow. Okay, so here's a link in the description box below. It is ranking the best seed companies in 2024. So that's awesome. I buy all of my seeds from Johnny Selected Seeds. I have had the best germination rate with Johnny Selected Seeds myself. Yeah. And here's another link in the description box that relates to the war video that I did yesterday. So I will leave that in the description box below for you guys, okay? And before I go, here is a video that has been deconstructed and reconstructed by yours truly, okay? It was sent in by a community member. I will see you guys in the next one. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping, and as always, you better fear less. Ciao.
This is a good one to remember the next day you're in the shop and you're buying fruit. I'm sure you've noticed that a lot of fruit, no matter what it is, apples or bananas, they've got a little small sticker on them. And on the sticker there'll be numbers. If it's a 4-digit number, that means that that fruit has been conventionally grown and more than likely with the use of harsh chemicals like pesticides. If there is a 5-digit number and the first digit is an 8, that means that it is genetically modified and it will also more than likely have been grown with the use of harsh chemicals. If there's a 5-digit number and the first digit's a 9, that means that that fruit has been grown organically and it shouldn't have any of those nasty or harmful chemicals on them.